What's good, YouTube? How y'all doing out there? It's your boy Jeremy from Smith Family TV, and today this video is kind of shocking to me because I know Ahmad Rashad for a lot of things. Being in the media.
Michael, game on the line, who would take the last shot?
He played a preseason game with the 76ers.
Here is Ahmad Rashad checking into the Sixers lineup, replacing Hersey Hawkins.
But football for the Vikings, 1976 to 1980 something or something like that. 83, I think. Is mind blowing. Like, I just found this out not too long ago. Like, it was on Twitter. I'm gonna put the screenshot right here while I'm talking. It was on Twitter. Well, over here because I kind of got it different. Well, no, right here, because I'm small and I'm in the bottom of the screen. So I'm gonna put it over here. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. So Ahmad Rashad played football for the Vikings. So here is, I looked up his highlights. So I just said, forget it, I'm gonna watch it with y'all because some of y'all might not have known that. So without further ado, let's get this thing started. Everything needs to know in the description box below, man.
(2017) has been a
Let me
big
find
year
out
for
Ahmad
wide
was cold
receivers in
whole
the Minnesota
time.
Vikings organization. Wideout Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen are both near the top of the leaderboard in receiving statistics through 3 games. Former star wide receiver Randy Moss was inducted into the team's Ring of Honor during the September 11th season opener. And this weekend, another player who made many amazing catches will get his due.
He was a Pro Bowl player. He was a high draft pick. He had a really great career. He had some very famous catches, you know. But to think of playing back at the Met,
that's wild,
with that unique number 28, and so it's been truly exciting to be able to bring that history to the current, where people are looking at it. I'm excited to see some Ahmad Rashad jerseys.
He did everything.
Ahmad Rashad will become the 23rd member of the Vikings Ring of Honor on Sunday
here.
during a ceremony at halftime of the
Moss.
game against the Lions. An honor that means plenty for the 4-time Pro Bowl receiver.
It probably is the biggest thing that's ever happened to me. The most important thing that's ever happened to me. And I've won.
Oh, see, 1976
I've won Emmy
to 82.
Awards. I've
That's
won
crazy.
receiving titles. I've won all those kinds of things. But this is closer to my heart. Looking at this, I don't think there's anything else.
Okay, Ahmad.
In my athletic career that could top being winning this honor. There's just absolutely
That's wild.
nothing else.
Drafted by the Cardinals in 1972,
And
Rashad arrived in Minnesota in 1976 and never looked back. He quickly developed into the top wide receiver the franchise had seen and became the go-to target right away for Fran Tarkenton. He was the first Vikings receiver to gain over 1,000 receiving yards in consecutive seasons and went on to play in 4 Pro Bowls during his 7 seasons in purple.
When Ahmad got here, there was a marriage, of course, between the quarterbacks and the receivers.
Damn,
and if you're a receiver, it's good to get along with the quarterback. And so they had a good relationship, as Fran did with most of the receivers. He made a point of doing that. Ahmad was one of that group. And in practice, they didn't work on special things, but they got a good rapport.
That's crazy, because he's not slow either.
From
wild.
Their relationship. It was great.
On a team that relied more on its defense than its offense, Rashad was the spark to help the Vikings score points. He gave the passing game the threat it had been missing and helped lead the franchise to the playoffs in 5 of his 7 seasons here.
When I think back of playing for the Minnesota
Vikings, make a miss.
That 7 or 8 year period was probably one of the most important periods in my life. And having been here in Minnesota, I fell in love with this place. I fell in love with the people, fell in love with the Vikings. There was a certain pride. I mean, we had Marshall, Page, Eller, Tarkenton. We had household names. And you must understand that the Minnesota Vikings was one of the premier teams in all of football. There's only 4 or 5 teams, and the Vikings were one of them.
Bro,
Ahmad
why
was
y'all
one
put
of
that
the
in
best
there?
wide receivers that the Vikings have ever had, and that's why he's going into the Ring of Honor. Not only for all his accomplishments on the field, but I know what he meant to this organization and how he represented this organization off the field, not only while he was
Ahmad,
playing
you got
here,
that in your
but
bag?
also as he continued his career beyond football.
Hey!
Ahmad Rashad was the first in a long line that continues today of dominant wide receivers.
Also, I wanted to say, even though his span is what most people nowadays call short, I think he said 7 or 8 year span. That's long for them back then, honestly. And still, in general, like, to play in any professional sport, that's long. You spent 7 or 8 years of your life playing a sport professionally, making money. That's wild. Like, that's mind blowing. I would love to play even a year in professional sports right now. But make sure y'all stay tuned for that journey.
To wear purple, a franchise that has seen some of the greatest to ever play the wide receiver position. And this weekend, Rashad will join the fraternity of legends to play for the Minnesota Vikings. He played in Pro Bowls, a Super Bowl, and was an offensive leader, and now a member of the Ring of Honor.
Well, being in the Ring of Honor is really an honor, particularly after all these years, to be thought of, recognized, and remembered as a player with the purple. It's an honor, Ahmad. I hope you enjoy it, and you know that I love you, man.
That's it. Well, that's gonna do it for the video. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. Shout out to Ahmad Rashad. I never knew about any of this sports stuff except the preseason with the Sixers, and he just do media. I never knew he played football. You learn something new every day, and that's something I learned today. But it's Jeremy from Smith Family TV, and I see y'all next time, man.